What's up, y'all? It's Ty in this video. Today, we're going to be ranking the top shooting guards right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM from S tier all the way down through F tier. Now, I'm not ranking, I said every, okay? I'm not ranking every shooting guard in the game. I'm ranking every best shooting guard. And if a shooting guard isn't featured, number one, either if they're a good shooting guard, I probably left them off the list. But if they're not, one of the top guys, then honestly, they're probably just not making the list. Either they're old, they came out like in season 4, or they're just not a card I really do love. So, do kind of want to preface this video by saying that. But again, let's dive into it. And as we do, please smash that subscribe button. Pink Diamond Dr. J at this stage is A tier, guys. He's still an elite shooting guard on this game. Still a shooting guard you can get without going broke. Love him defensively. He can create the occasional shot for you guys. I just think when it comes down to that shooting guard position, A tier is the right spot. Obviously, Dark Matter Dr. J is going to be slightly better, so let's rank him next. I just think Dark Matter Dr. J is slightly better, deserves that S tier. Yes, Pink Diamond Dr. J has all of the same SIGs, has the same release, but it just comes down to stat-wise, the Dark Matter Dr. J is just going to give you a little bit more than the Pink Diamond Dr. J. Again, both cards are good. Both cards are cards that you guys can pick up that can play for a very long time. Again, it just comes down to right now, Dark Matter Dr. J is going to be slightly more complete than that Pink Diamond Dr. J for you. But Dr. J is one of the top shooting guards in the game and has been for the last couple of months. Pink Diamond Paul George up next, and here's where things get difficult. Because when you're looking at this, I've got so many elite shooting guards. And so honestly, I think I'm going to do this. Okay, because I love Pink Diamond Paul George, but I think at this stage, he's B tier, right? We just got other better shooting guards in the game. And I think since the shooting guards have just gotten better and better, I do have to rank them like this. Again, I don't necessarily love the fact that I got to do it like this, but I do think it is the best way to do it. Pink Diamond Ron Artest, I'm going to go C tier. I just think Dr. J, I just think Paul George give you slightly more than a guy like Ron Artest. Yes, Ron Artest is solid. Yes, he can play at a very high level and, compete, especially defensively. But I feel like release-wise, Paul George's release is just slightly quicker, slightly more consistent. So for me, I got Paul George over Ron Artest. Yes, it's close, but that's just kind of my opinion on it. MJ, I've never liked this MJ. He's F tier. The card stinks. Dark Matter Scottie Pippen is an interesting card because is he as good as Dark Matter Dr. J? No, but I like Scottie Pippen. I actually think Scottie Pippen is extremely underrated on this game. So is he A tier? Is he B tier? I think right now I got to put him at B tier, but I do like Scottie Pippen, and I want you guys to understand that. I'm not trying to slander Scottie Pippen. I'm not trying to hate on Scottie Pippen, but I do think B tier is the right tier. Galaxy Open Paul George, and here's where things get interesting. Because I'm going to go B tier with Galaxy Open Paul George as well. And it just comes down to the fact that I don't think he's that much better than the Pink Diamond Paul George. Where with Dr. J, I mean, there's somewhat of a difference. With Paul George, there's really not much of a difference at all. And again, I don't necessarily like the fact that I've got them at the same tier, but I don't know how else to change this list around unless I move that Dark Matter Dr. J to S tier, which I guess I could, but for now, I'm going to leave it where it's at. Brandon Roy, Pro Pass, regular Brandon Roy, I think I still got to go A tier. The other Brandon Roy, this is so tough. Because it's like, do I rank them at the same tier? I think with B-Roy, I'm going to. Now, why? Well, I like both B-Roys, and honestly, I don't think one is that much better than the other, right? I don't think that release has that much of a difference, so I'm going to throw them both at that A tier. 100 overall Vince Carter, thrown at A tier as well. There's just, at this stage, better shooting guards in the game. I mean, it's really that simple, that easy. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's where it's at. B-Roy A tier right now. Koulibaly up next, he's fine, but people want to gas Koulibaly for really no reason. I'm gonna go C tier. I'm taking all of these cards at B tier over Koulibaly. Amen Thompson, D tier. Cards fine, not great. Jason Richardson at this stage, I'm going C tier. Why? He's not as good defensively as Dr. J. He's not as good defensively as Paul George. And I know some people aren't going to like this, but it's just the way it is. Sometimes it is what it is. Again, I don't necessarily like the fact that I've got to put him here, but I do think that's ultimately where the card does belong. So it is what it is, J. Rich. I don't actually hate you, but I am throwing you at C tier. Offensively, the card's a stud. Julian Strother, I'm going to go C tier. And this is really what I don't like is because I think J. Rich is still quite a bit better than Strother, but I think both cards are C tier. So it is what it is. Again, I don't necessarily like the fact that I've got them at the same tier. I don't really love my list as it stands right now. DeRozan, I'm going to go D tier. I do not like Dark Matter DeMar DeRozan whatsoever. I'm taking all of these cards at C tier over DeMar. OG Anunoby. things get really tough. Is he this B tier level? I don't know, man. I think it's close, right? Like, I think you could have OG at B tier, and I'm gonna put him at low B tier. But I think if you got him at high C, I'm not gonna debate that either. Drazen Petrovic up next. I mean, he's a mini B-Roy, so I'm gonna throw him at B tier. He's not as good as B-Roy though, so keep that in the back of your minds when you're deciding, are you gonna, run Drazen or not? I'm throwing him at that B tier. Doug Christie, one of your better pink diamond shooting guards in the game, but at the end of the day, he is a pink diamond shooting guard. He's gonna be balling on a budget, but that's about all the card does give you. Brandon Ingram up next for BI. I owe Brandon Ingram an apology, okay? And I need you guys to hear me say it, because Carlo is rarely right, but he was right about Brandon Ingram. He is an A-tier shooting guard, right up there with the Dr. J's of the world. Brandon Ingram is an absolute beast, an absolute stud in this game. Ron Artest, I'm going to say it. I think Ron Artest is overrated. I don't like the new release they gave him. Yes, defensively, he's going to be a beast. But, I mean, a lot of these cards play good defense. I just don't necessarily love the offense that Ron Artest does provide. Kyle Korver up next, throwing him at B tier as well. Gives you something different, right? Like, with Dr. J, gives you a little more dribbling. With Kyle Korver, obviously, release-wise, is absolutely elite. I think Korver is deserving of that B tier. RJ Barrett up next. The card stinks. D tier. Matt Barnes, low C probably. Like, I know his release is good, but he's got basic dribble stuff. I'm going D tier with Matt Barnes. I think Doug Christie's more complete than him. I'm sorry, but I do think Doug Christie is more complete than Matt Barnes. Next up, we got Chris Mullin. I gotta go C tier with Chris Mullin. I don't think the card's bad, but I don't think he deserves to be at B tier. Ray Allen, I'm throwing him at D tier. I've used Ray Allen. I don't like the card whatsoever. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth that I have with Ray Allen. I've used him. I do not like what he gives you. Ricky Davis up next. For Ricky Davis, I'm going to go B tier. I wish I could actually throw Ricky Davis at A tier. But again, with using the card, seeing his release, how inconsistent it can be, I am going to go B tier. Eddie Jones up next. I'm going C tier. I don't see why people gas Eddie Jones. His release is not great. His stats honestly aren't that great. If you're any higher than C tier with Eddie Jones, I just think simply put, you're wrong. Jalen Rose up next. The card stinks. D tier. Does nothing for you on the floor. Shane Battier is a card that is really good. B tier for Shane Battier. There's really no questions asked, if, ands, or buts about it. If he's your shooting guard, you got a really good one. Here's where things get tough. Dark Matter Kawhi. I think he's your best card at A tier. I do. And I honestly don't know if it's particularly close. Why do I like Kawhi so much? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, he's got the best defense in the game at the shooting guard position. Number two, his release is so easy to time, easy to green. He is at the top of A tier. Gray Hill up next. Really solid free Dark Matter. I'm going to go B tier. Anything higher than B tier, I'm just not sure if that's right, but B tier is right for Grant Hill. J-Dub, haven't used the card. I do think he is going to be low B, though, and I don't hate him. I should say mid B. I think his release is good. Height-wise is good. Defense should be fine. I'm actually going to go B tier in the middle of it. Carmelo Anthony up next. Interesting card. I just don't know how easy it's going to be for the average person to green with Carmelo Anthony, so I'm going to throw him at A tier. Right there with Vince Carter. Do I think he's better than Vince? Yes. Do I think he's better than Kawhi? I don't know. Jerry Stackhouse up next. I think I've got to go high B, low S. I'm going to go high B. No, I'm going to go low. Or I'm going to go low A is what I mean. I think he is Brandon Ingram type level. B-Roy type level. I think he is that good. Jarrett Culver. Going to go high B. I think Jarrett Culver's elite. Problem with Jarrett Culver is he was not worth his price ultimately. Cam Reddish up next. I'm going to go B tier with Cam Reddish. I think Reddish is elite. Again, not worth the amount he went for, but Cam Reddish, probably your best pink diamond shooting guard, right up there with like the Paul Georges of the world. Throwback to when Cam Reddish, Paul George basically were clones, and they were both super good. Probably our only card that I'm going to throw at S tier is going to be the 100 overall Tracy McGrady. Why? He's 6'8" at the 2, with probably the easiest release to green, and the best release on this list. At 6'8", with his frame, with that defense, I've got to throw Tracy McGrady at S tier, head and shoulders above the rest of the field. Rocco, I'm going to go B tier with Robert Covington. I don't want to gas him too much. I really do like Rocco, though. 6'9", and if you're purely ranking defensive shooting guards, I think he's up there with Kawhi as being one of the best defensive shooting guards on the entire game. Devin Vassell up last. I'm going to go D tier with Devin Vassell. I could be wrong on Vassell. Just want to put a disclaimer out there. The problem I have with Devin Vassell is a couple of things. Number one, he's undersized. Number two, I just don't know if I'm in love with that release. And again, if you want to really, use Devin Vassell, go shoot around with him, see what it looks like for you. Obviously, it's on very quick, but just see what it looks like and go from there. You're looking at the shooting guard tier list. Yes, I've only got one guy at S tier. That's my personal opinion. If you want to move Kawhi, mellow up, do what you've got to do. But for me, I really do honestly like this tier list. I feel like I've got too many people in B tier, but at the end of the day, I want to rank the elites in that elite category. And so that's what I did today. Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.